Welcome to TRS Clips, the channel that we hope is like a brain workout for you.
It happens every year. Gyms are full between the 1st and the 10th. So I work out at Taj Lands End. That's where our clinics are, etc. and stuff. I have a workout time at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, specifically because I see 10 patients in the morning. I like that 1 hour break, go work out, and then see my balanced patients in the evening. 12 o'clock is selected specifically because the gym's empty. I came back from the US, second, went to the gym at 12 o'clock. It was full, buzzing. The next day it was full and buzzing. I was like, I don't like this anymore. I spoke to the trainer, no disrespect. Like, is there a better time? He said, Luke, just wait for 10 days. In 10 days, it's going to be empty in yours again. And he just called it the January syndrome. Now let's break this down, okay? It comes down to mindset. That one thing in our mind, resolution, set a resolution, which gives people the message that in December, from Diwali onwards, now from Diwali onwards, right up to Christmas, just go loose. Because from January 1st, okay, now this is all not math. This is an energy of thought. We all know our thoughts are not mathematical. They are purely energy based. So I've already put that energy in my, from 1st Jan, I'm going to hit it. And now you start doing it on the 1st of Jan. But obviously, this was not really motivation. It was just a mindset that's gone around for years and years and years, and you couldn't keep up with 10 days. Rather than putting a resolution, break it down. I always tell people, start on the 20th of December, not the 1st of Jan. And just give me 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. By the 10th of Jan, you're consistent. Forget the 1st of Jan, forget the resolution, enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your Diwali. But it shouldn't be dependent on something. My health is dependent on the resolution I make. So if I have to speak about quantum energy today, every thought, if I say something to you right now, I can change your energy with my words, with my tone, etc. There's no math. There's no math involved. Okay? It's an energy. How am I changing the energy? Okay? My words will have a meaning that you perceive or a tone. All right? All of that is energy. No math again. All right? If I want to add a little math, I can change my frequencies. I can screech. I can have a baseline voice and abuse you. I can say whatever I want. So I can put a mathematical calculation to frequency and tone, but not energy. That's quantum. Now, in that quantum field, based on all your thoughts, wounds that you may carry, my words will either hurt you, inspire you, or just not like me anymore. That's quantum field. So let's bring it down to make people understand macros. Of course, we can go into calculating exact protein, exacting. But again, what's happening in the quantum? Everyone has an app today that they can calculate their macros. Everyone's doing their best. Is everyone reaching their health goals that way? The answer is no. What's the quantum really telling us? But look at people who are at peace with themselves. Yep, I want to get my protein right. I want to get my macros right. Okay, fine. Of course, certain people like bodybuilders, pro runners, you have to calculate their macros. It's their sport. For everyone else, no. They're just making these micro changes in the field of energy. And the quantum field is allowing them to do it. Now imagine someone calculating their macros but stressed out all the time. Oh no, it's lunch. I need to eat exactly 40 grams of protein. Oh no, I'm on a flight. I didn't get 40. Do you think you can get that health benefit when the body's in a fight and flight response? Absolutely no. So people have to calm down and relax. You want to count macros? Yes. What is it giving me? Look at 1 week of data. You calculated your macros. It worked for you, got some changes, go, continue. No change. Is that the right thing that you're chasing? So we look at math, we look at logic, we look at science, and then we look at the field around us. So it is so important for us because your subconscious mind, which you believe in hugely, is nothing but the quantum field. If I think upping my protein can give me more muscle, look around. How many people are doing these high protein? Shouldn't we see so many more muscular people? But we're not. We're not seeing that because there's a big disconnection between science on paper and actually putting science and action into a quantum field. That, hey, my body may not need a very high protein diet. My body may need also an increase in my carbohydrates because I'm carb efficient. Carbs push up influences my testosterone itself. So many people go on low carb diets, high protein, testosterone falls. They're not putting on muscle. Body fat isn't moving. So you got to consider everything. So that's the easiest way is the field. Today, we're doing so many things. We're trying to get it right. We're journaling, we're doing our yoga, we're doing our 10 minutes of prayer, etc., etc. Great. But I'm not feeling what I should be getting out of all these practices because we're not aligned with the field. If I've done 10 minutes today of spirituality, okay, and I want to focus on kindness, how many times today can I inject kindness into my actions or with someone else? Now I'm taking my math, my science, my learnings, and I'm integrating it into a field. That's how it works. That's why they say there is life and death in the power of the tongue. Every religion talks about it, and it's studied in medical science as the placebo effect. You tell someone, oh, you're going to die in 2 weeks, mostly that patient will die even if they were not, which is why placebos are real. It exists around a field.
It's like you visualize your own positive or negative outcomes.
Absolutely.
That's what having a positive mindset or negative mindset is about.
It really is not even that, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between positive and negative.
Yeah.
It's what we make it. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie. So if I see something and I want to see it as positive, that, okay, I got this condition in my body, I got this pain in my knee. But if I'm only seeing it negative, but hey, yeah, it is. I want to work on it. But hey, I still can walk, I can run, I can do so much, I can do so many things. I've just changed the way my subconscious mind looks at it.
I'm going to take a tiny snapshot of this past year, and I don't like bringing it back to my story, but I'm the podcast host. So, I think people listen for this story. The day after the controversy broke out last year, we had a podcast scheduled with a very high profile Nihang Sikh leader, and he had flown in from the UK for the episode. So I had to do it. And I couldn't shoot in my own studio because of the chaos that was going on. So I went and shot in a friend's studio. And my EA, who's also been the producer for the show for a very long time, he was there. And he was kind of looking at me with like concerned eyes. And all I was doing was thinking about the episode, trying to do a good job with the episode, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do in the coming 1 year. And physically, I kept doing this. I kept doing like a boxing move. And all this is on camera. And I didn't realize I was doing this until we sat to edit the documentary that we're building about that phase. And when I got to think about why I was doing that punching motion, it was because of seeing so much wrestling, UFC, boxing, anime when I was a kid. That's my metaphor for overcoming strife, fighting back. And it kind of developed into a subconscious element and got me out of this phase. That's what kept the discipline going. But you just keep fighting back. You keep being resilient. It's okay. Take 1 day at a time and keep fighting back.
Yeah.
It was a very tiny change from my childhood and my past, which affected my present and my future. The larger point I'm trying to make here is that what I understood from your quantum field theory explanation is that you need to be very conscious of the people you're surrounded by, the content you consume through social media, and the influences of your own past.
Yeah.
Positive thinking is probably the most important life skill in any life situation.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add?
Absolutely. So you gave a beautiful example. And the point is, because you were only thinking about the podcast, doing a great job, and the future. There's a part of you that's trying to fight back to come back, to reclaim everything post that. That came out from your subconscious mind. No one told you to do those boxing moves. Most of our behaviors come from our subconscious mind. Most of them. So to add to what you said, which is very powerful, just think of the subconscious mind as a sponge. It is absorbing everything. We can't decide that, oh, this reel will affect me or not. It's already gone in your subconscious mind. Now, what you keep thinking about, once it's in your mind, will become more dominant. So if I saw a particular, episode, or I saw something, and I keep thinking about it, that's going to become more dominant in my subconscious mind. So if I've also absorbed some negativity today, the best way not to let it become more powerful in your subconscious mind is bring mindfulness to every time that comes up, just replace it. Think about something else. Because our subconscious mind becomes as powerful as the repetition of thought. So if I keep thinking about positive or negative, it's going to become positive, negative. That's how it is.
How are you tuning your subconscious mind at this stage?
I'm very, very mindful about what comes in, because I'm absorbing patients' lives and sufferings and their stories and abuse every single day.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
You always try to find a root cause in integrative medicine, because once you have the root cause, you can treat it. Conventional medicine treats the symptom. We try to find a root cause. Take the medicine. Please listen to your doctors. But why are you getting sick? Why are you getting a headache all the time? Why are you getting pimples all the time? Why aren't you not losing that stubborn belly fat? Once we find a root cause, you can put the structure and plan. So when you get these cases out of the blue, it sits with you. You start to think your safety is threatened. If this can happen to anyone, it can happen to any of your loved ones. It can happen to your children. It can happen to your parents and stuff like that. So what I do when we teach our team, you have to have a de-stress mode after your clients. Don't meet people, 10 minutes. You got to just separate the two in the mind. Those are other people's stories. Separate it. Don't make it your own story. Once we make someone else's suffering our story, even when we're helping people with suffering, what is compassion? Compassion is not making their suffering yours. Compassion is the wisdom to know that I can be there for that person. I can give kindness. I can do everything to make that person feel good. But I will not make their story my story. That is so important for us. We're so entangled in people's emotions today that we make other people's suffering our suffering, and that's why you have a massive sprout in anxiety.
Yeah, I think this is the difference between empathy and compassion, which
Big difference between the two.
I used to assume is the same thing, but it's exactly what you said. That compassion is the ability to feel what someone else is feeling and help them if you can, at least through your own energy.
Yeah.
But empathy is to just dive into the pool of their subconscious mind.
Yeah, and don't make it your story. We can be so compassionate. Sometimes I can be compassionate. Example, I'm using person A as an example. I don't like this person, but this person doesn't really influence my life. What am I going to get out of hurting you? I can hurt you. I can go on social media. I can put up crap about you. I can even give you compassion by just not doing it. It's still compassion from my end. I don't have to like you, but I'm not destroying you. I'm not going to pull you down. And I can still feel like a great human because I gave you the gift of compassion. So there are so many ways of looking at compassion so holistically. Sometimes compassion is as much as I want to say something, I don't. If I say it, is it going to change my life? Then go ahead and say it. I don't want you to become a doormat either. But if it's not, it's just for the ego or pride. I can exert compassion by just not saying it. It doesn't make me a smaller person. But inside, I become much larger.
थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग द क्लिप दोस्तों. मेरा होप यह है कि आप हर हफ्ते इसी चैनल पर लौट आओ ताकि जितने भी पॉडकास्ट हम अपलोड कर रहे हैं ना, उनका सार आपको इस चैनल पर मिले.